By no means is Tulsa football a juggernaut or one of the best programs in college football, but they just made one of the most controversial and also intriguing hires of the 2023 coaching carousel. Kevin Wilson was at one point a winner of the Broyles Award, one of the best offensive coordinators in the country at Oklahoma, a pretty decent head coach at a bad Indiana program, and has since run the offense to perfection at Ohio State. While he is great at offense and could be a really good head coach, he does have a somewhat troubling past, and that makes this hire one of the most intriguing and both scary hires in the 2023 carousel. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to Kevin Wilson, why at times things have been somewhat sketchy surrounding him, and also why he could end up saving the Tulsa program. But before we get started, quickly be sure to leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new and love college football content, and let me know what player, team topic, or situation I could cover next. Now, let's talk about Kevin Wilson. So going back in time, he played on the offensive line for the North Carolina Tar Heels and eventually got a position as a GA there. He quickly rose up the coaching ladder, becoming the offensive coordinator at Miami of Ohio and eventually Northwestern. Bob Stoops saw his immense potential as he ran a Mike Leach style of offense and was known for being able to put up yards and points. That's why he was hired as the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma and eventually won the Broyles Award in 2008, which was given to the nation's top assistant. He always had a high-flying and high-octane offense for the Sooners, and when it came time for Indiana to hire a new coach, they decided to go after him in 2011. He ended up becoming the new head coach at Indiana, where in his first 4 years he didn't have a winning season, but eventually started to figure it out with back-to-back bowl games in 2015 and 2016. He helped develop Nate Sudfeld into one of the best quarterbacks in college football, had some tremendous running backs in Tevin Coleman and Jordan Howard, and at least made Indiana's offense fun to watch, despite their defense being atrocious. Indiana is a very difficult place to win, and while he went 26-47 at IU, that ultimately probably wasn't the reason why he was fired. On December 3rd, 2016, he decided to resign from the Indiana program because of his treatment of injured players. Him and Indiana's athletic director Fred Glass had philosophical differences when it came to the treatment of injured players, and apparently they did an internal investigation on the program. There were a couple of players who definitely were treated in a very terrible or difficult way by head coach Kevin Wilson, but the general consensus was that he was not a good fit as the head coach because of this. An ESPN article said, quote, "Some players said that they felt pressure or witnessed coaches pressuring others and indicated they found it depressing and demoralizing to have coaches make such comments when they were already frustrated with their injuries. It was found that coaches appear to push players to work harder when they should, and players complained about Wilson's treatment of them when they were injured." So Kevin Wilson was a good offensive mind and had a good offense at Indiana, but ultimately he really wasn't winning games, had lost both of his bowl games, and this might have been a good way to get him out of town. Either way, at minimum, treating injured players that way is really bad. We really don't know the severity of what happened, but it looks like it was at least a toxic culture, and that could end up being dangerous. Because of that, Wilson would end up resigning, but he'd end up getting another chance, as in 2017, Urban Meyer hired him as the offensive coordinator and tight ends coach. I honestly just have to laugh reading that statement, as that's not shocking, but in his time with the Buckeyes, he ran a tremendous offense, won a lot of games, and seemingly had no issues. It looks like he cleaned up his act when it came to injured players, unless everything's being hidden, and it looks like he's going to get his second chance to be a head coach. On December 5th of 2022, Tulsa announced that they'd be hiring Kevin Wilson as their next football coach. Tulsa had a few bright moments in 2020, but besides that, they've been a pretty irrelevant football program, but Wilson has a vision for them. He's been a part of 13 seasons of 10 or more victories in college football, and that experience is definitely going to go a long way. Coaching at schools such as Ohio State and Oklahoma are definitely going to help him succeed, and being a head man at a school like Indiana has probably shown him how difficult it is to win. Combining those three experiences, I think Wilson has a chance to put together something special at Tulsa. In his 6 years with Ohio State, his teams averaged 524 yards per game, 43.6 points per game, had over 500 yards of offense 47 times, scored 410 touchdowns, threw 242 touchdown passes, and also he helped produce back-to-back Heisman Trophy finalists in Dwayne Haskins and Justin Fields. He's also been able to help see Ohio State turn into a wide receiver factory, and all in all, Wilson is going to have a good offense. That has never been the question around him. Tulsa's going to put up a lot of yards, put up a lot of points, and probably send a few quarterbacks and receivers to the NFL. But will he be able to figure out the defense, and will he be able to avoid trouble? That is my question mark around the hire, but at the end of the day, I think he's learned from his past mistakes. I think quietly, Kevin Wilson is the most underrated hire in the 2023 coaching carousel, and no one is really talking about it. Tulsa football will probably be a lot of fun to watch and could become a team like Western Kentucky. They're going to put up points, have some flashy games, and maybe even become one of the top programs in the conference. We'll honestly just have to wait and see, but Kevin Wilson deserves a second chance like we all do, and let's see how he does. But what do you guys think? If you're an Oklahoma, Ohio State, or Indiana fan, what are your thoughts on Kevin Wilson? What are your expectations for Tulsa football moving forward? And what player, topic, or coaching hire should I cover next? Be sure to let me know down below. Leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all of the videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.